First thing you need to make these little toddler britches or baby britches is a pack of a nice socks. Not, you don't want to get anything cheap or I don't know. These weren't extremely expensive. It's 3 pair and it was $6, almost $6 actually, under it at Walmart. And I got the size 12 to 16, which I'm hoping will be like close to toddler size, or at least a baby, a little bit older infant. And so anyway, and you want them to be knee socks, of course. You don't want ankle socks because you're not going to get pants out of ankle socks. I like these because a lot of the tutorials and videos that I didn't see any videos, but the tutorials I've seen online, they show you how to make the cuff, but this already has a cuff, so it's just a couple of simple steps and you'll have some nice little britches for a toddler. So got a solid black, and these have a little tiny design on it. You can't really see on camera. I'm going to use the Argyle. I hope you can see this. These are really dark socks. We want to line up this. Let me get you guys in a little bit closer. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is find the toe seam. I used to do that for a living. I used to sew the toes into the socks, and I was so bad at it. So anyway, I want to try to line up this seam because I'm going to cut it, and I want it to be cut pretty even. And if this sock is sewn even, yep, that's lining up. You can see that. I'm sorry, I probably just did that off camera, but anyway, I'm lining it up, and I can kind of feel it. Feel that they're lining up there. So what I'm going to do is, just so that it doesn't shift, I'm going to put a pin above where I'm going to cut. See, I'm going to cut across here, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to move this first one out of the way. Now what I want to do is right up underneath, and I've got my pin in the way a little bit. Let me just move that. Make sure everything is laying flat on both sides. You don't want to cut it uneven. I'm just going to cut right across here, right at that seam. Trying to be careful not to cut it uneven. And that did okay. There's a little bit of the seam there, but it's not going to matter. Okay, now I'm going to do the exact same thing with the next one. Okay, now that I've got the toe seams cut off, you can just throw those away. You're not going to use them for anything else. Now what we're going to do is straighten this part out and make sure that we've got this laying perfectly flat. And I want to take my scissors. You see what I'm doing? Sorry. I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to just clip the bottom of the sock. Ew. All the way to the heel so that it opens up like this. Okay? Got that? I'm going to do that with both socks. And then just a couple more steps, we will have a pair of toddler britches. So I'll be right back. Alright, the next thing that I want to do is get this ready to be sewn together to make the pants, britches, leggings, whatever you're going to call it. So I'm turning one of the socks wrong side out, leaving the other one right side out. And I'm going to put this sock inside the other one. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen videos where they just like sew them together and they don't do this method. I've been making kids' clothes for a long time. I made all of Daisy's. I made some of Jana's. Wasn't as good at it when Jana was little because I was learning. Anyway, the best method I've found for making these pants and making them wear that Daisy was, let me start over. Daisy always had trouble with the seams busting out of her pants, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, I was telling my mom about it years back, and she said, how are you sewing them together? And I thought, how could that possibly make a difference? But I told Mom, you know, I was just connecting them and sewing them like that. And she said, that's your problem. She said, try doing it by placing one leg inside the other. She said, it just makes a good, solid seam. For some reason, it seems to work better. So I started doing it that way and never had a problem again with the crotch busting out or the butt busting out of Daisy's pants. So anyway, we've got right sides together, and we're lining up this, where we cut this, the heel of this, and we just want to line it up. I'm going to line these up, and what I'm going to do is go down and pin it, because this is wanting to curl. I'm just going to pin it together. Okay, now that I've got this all pinned together, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to start sewing all around this to make the crotch and the back and the front. All in one fell swoop. We're going to make the crotch, back, and front just by sewing this together. And I have my sewing machine on a heavy fabric setting because this is rather thick. So if you have that option and you can, you need to do that. If you don't, you need to loosen up the tension. And that should help. Okay, this curling makes it a little tricky. You just have to take your time. Don't, you know, it's not a race, hopefully. You can see we got this all sewn together. Now all we have to do is pull this. I said that like it was going to be so easy. Pull this sock out of the other one, which now it's not socks anymore, it's pants legs. And this is what you end up with the wrong sides out. So we're not done. The next thing that we need to do is put some elastic in the waist. And you want to do that because the elastic allows for it to stretch, but it also will hold that, you know, if you just left it like this and folded it down after a while, it's going to get really stretchy and, you know, it's not going to fit as well. Now, we'll just get some elastic. I know I've got some in here. This is really curling up too. You guys see it, I bought a new pair of scissors. I just was so tempted. I've never had a new pair of fabric scissors. So these were on sale at Hobby Lobby. They had like a half off thing, and they're razor sharp. Man, I love them. My poor old scissors that my mom gave me there, I think I've kind of retired them for now. I may take them out occasionally and use them, but these are great because they cut like just like cutting hot butter. So anyway, alright, so we got our elastic, and I am using I don't know if I want to use this thin elastic or not. I think I better go with one slightly thicker. So I think this is about a ½ inch. So we're going to go with that because that other seems a little too thin. Alrighty. And I think I want to do a little measuring just to make sure I don't get too little. Maybe we can go with the size of the, let's see what that would be. That's a good baby size. Maybe just cut it down just a little. 14 inches. Put it to about 12. And it's got plenty of stretch. So, okay, so the first thing we got to do is take off our free yarn. Next thing we're going to do is set our sewing machine to a zigzag stitch. And I'm turning up the stitch length a little bit on my Husqvarna. It automatically gives you a stitch length when you pick a new stitch. But I'm going to turn it up to 1.5. It goes down to, the lowest is 1, I think. So I'm going to start on a seam line where it's connected. You guys know what I mean. Where the back seam, front seam, whichever one you're going to use it for. Putting the waistband around the free arm here. And I mean, this is curly fabric. You're just going to have to really work with it. You don't want it to curl up in there. It would probably cause some bulk that would be uncomfortable for the baby. So, alright, the first thing I'm going to do is tack this stitch down. I want to give it some stretch when I'm sewing it on, but I need to tack it down to make sure it doesn't move, so I can give it a little pull. We've got the elastic sewn in. Now we want to flip it over, flip the elastic line over, and we want to start at the same place we started here on the thing. So can you see me? I'm not even paying attention. This is the seam line. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to fold it down and match it up, and just fold it to where it's just catching the size of the elastic. And we're going to take it, and I'm going to set my machine back to a straight stitch, and I'm going to put it on a short stitch length because it's going to get stretched out anyway. And I've got my fabric on heavy. My fabric setting on heavy. Okay, so the way I like to do it is like this. I put my hand in it and I will line it up. And I'm staying right on the edge here. So, and I'm just going to take my time. You don't need to hurry this. You just put, the best way I've found to do it is the way I'm doing it right here. If you have a different way and it's better for you, more power to you. But anyway, this is the best way I've found. So I'm stretching it out, and I'm holding it with my thumb here just so that it doesn't start to wobble. And we're just going to stay right on the edge. And once I get to where my hand is kind of bumping the free arm, I just start again, and I'll straighten it out. This is a really good way to put a waistband in because it's pretty much impossible, unless you cut your fabric all wrong, it's impossible to mess up the waistband. Alright, y'all. I'm sorry this video was kind of cut short. I messed up a little bit at the end. Not to mess up the pants, I messed up the video. But anyway, I finished making the pants in the video, and you can see this is our result. Really cute little toddler leggings, or whatever you call them. I call them britches, y'all. That's what they are, britches. Got the cuffs already on them, so these are really cute, really good idea. So easy for beginners. It's just a shame if you mess them up, y'all, seriously. Okay, that's it. Peace, y'all. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial.